Hello you beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. And today we are watching Destiny 2, the Vidoc part 1 and part 2, and then we are watching the launch trailer for Final Shape. I was supposed to watch this, react to this a while back, but life got complicated. Tomorrow, when the server goes up, I will be live playing this game over at my Twitch channel, in the description below. You're welcome to watch if you want, or not. Just come by and leave a follow, and I'll be happy. Yeah, I have no idea what to expect from this. I haven't really been keeping up with Destiny that much lately, apart from the videos I reacted to earlier. As you can see up there. Okay, without further ado, let's jump into this. This is 2 parts of 20 minute-ish, and then a trailer. 22 minutes videos plus this intro. Alright, let's go into the Destiny.
And Tyson, take 1, marker.
Oh, this is so exciting.
There's a line that emerged in Destiny 1 that wasn't planned for, but is very deliberate by the person who put it in the game, and is very resonant for Destiny players, and resonant for me as a person. And that line is, Guardians make their own fate. That still gives me goosebumps.
Red War?
For me, that has sort of become a touch point for the Destiny story. Again and again, external forces come and try to impose a fate upon you and humanity. And again, you show them that they can't do that. We make our own fate. That's not just a powerful theme of Destiny, it's also a powerful theme for us as people, as both developers and as humanity. We make our own fate.
When you're talking about 10 years of story, there's a lot of stuff crammed in there, and there's a lot of things that we could do and could talk about. But as storytellers, the hardest part isn't coming up with the ideas, it's knowing which ones are the important ones. We want to tell a story that makes you, the player, feel like all of that time that you invested, we saw you, and we want to give you the experience that you've been waiting for.
We looked at everything we had, we laid it all out, like whiteboards and like everything.
We were trying to look for a theme that felt resonant, not just for this story, but for Destiny as a whole. And the theme that we kept coming back to was purpose and fate. And that's what this story is about, not just for ourselves as the player, but also for our characters.
I used to think I'd give anything to bring you back.
I cried quite a few times doing those scripts because I treated it with the love of a fan. Every time I opened a script, I was like, what would I want to see? What would I want to hear?
You get to see their emotional journey, the struggle of how do we defeat.
Okay, so just really quick. Crow. I feel like he became real important real fast. Like, he used to be Aldrin Saw. And then he did a horrible thing. And then got resurrected as Crow. And out of nowhere, he got super important, super fast. Like, is there a lore behind, like, how he went from being resurrected as a Guardian to ending up as the Spider's lapdog for a few days or weeks? I don't know how long it is. And then all of a sudden being that guy up there that we all have to follow. I just feel like his story was sort of rushed to the being a big person just to have him in the story. And that's just my take. Of course, I'm lacking parts of the story, but
Here.
You get to see their emotional journey, the struggle of how do we defeat the Witness.
Let us bring an end to your futile exertions.
The Witness sees itself as the one true God. So it's come to the Traveler because it needs the power of the Traveler's light to finish this vision.
Its goal is salvation. Why don't you want that?
Be reborn.
Our mission is to make sure that we can prevent it from getting the light, the thing that it needs, in order to make it all happen.
It's finally confronted the Traveler, and here we are, thorns in its side, a blip on its radar, trying to make a difference.
You're gonna speak to the Witness, and the Witness is gonna shine a light on some things, and you wonder, like, what would it be like? What would it be like to be a disciple of the Witness?
Your Guardian's use has yet to be determined. We're in need of a God killer.
Every time you hear the Witness, you're not just hearing one voice, you're hearing whispers in the background, you're hearing all of these other textures.
You're still resisting.
You can feel
He's a
a
precursor,
subtext
right?
sometimes where the real Witness comes through, or at least things that it
are a
doesn't want you
precursor.
to know about it come through.
There is only suffering!
Putting characters into pressure cookers is what storytellers do best. And I can't imagine a more intense pressure cooker than it's the end of the world. If we fail, everything is frozen forever,
Okay, the
and
top
only
over.
we can do it. It's just the handful of us
Oh
inside
my
of a god.
god. I don't want to pause and look at all the places. I just want to explore it tomorrow.
There were a couple of themes that we had when we started on the Bill Hard. The two main ones that I remember were surreal and Shattered to Spire.
Seeing how they put a tiny little
That we had when we started on the Bill Hard. The two main ones that I remember were surreal.
It kinda looks like Point Crow mixed with oh my god, what is that jackass guy called again? You had a harsh voice. Jackass members. Steve-O and Point Crow. Sorry.
And Shattered to Spire.
seeing how they put a tiny little guardian at the beginning of this vast journey that's spreading out in front of you really put into perspective the scale that we needed to hit in order to make the Pale Heart look and feel dangerous and ambitious and vast.
When we were thinking of surreal things, it was a bit of a challenge because how do you make something surreal? For me is putting familiar things out of context. What is the thing when you turn the corner that you are not expecting? So that's when we play with.
Holy shit. I said not to pause, but holy shit. That is so cool.
Scale.
Is that just a rocket, or is it part of the rocket on Neptune? In the Golden Age? Kinda looks like parts of it. That kinda looks like the tower down on Earth, where I don't remember his name, but the sniper who helps you at the start of the game.
We play with unexpected things, repetition.
There's this awesome piece of concept art that is like this massive ghost in the horizon, and you just like go over there and it's just like broken down in the middle, and it's just weird in a way that is unsettling but at the same time feels very visceral.
Another one that we used was body parts, and it sounds a bit strange because we didn't want to do body horror. So I was taking screenshots from the game and just trying to find silhouettes and things that would look surreal. And I started replacing all the trees with hands. So all the limbs was made out of fingers coming out, and eyes were on the floor. And I do remember our direction was like that, like more hands.
Are there hands holding up the freeway in which we were born? Yes. You'll recognize it instantly, and then almost as quickly, you'll realize you've never been here before.
I definitely feel like there's some aspects of the Pale Heart where like, this is freaking weird and scary.
Sounds effect.
I want to take that risk. I want to push a little bit of what expectations of a destination can be, and I hope that players love that.
As players progress, they get to see more influence of the Witness, not just on the Traveler, but also on the races that it's interacted with that we've seen so far.
The Dread are a result of the Witness experimenting with the light. So while it's inside the Pale Heart, it's able to access the light as it's trying to siphon it. It is using that light to create and alter new and different combatants. And so we've encountered some of these members before. Now we have a name for them.
The new Dread units. They're using a new language, collaborating with narrative. We went through and used this constructed language tool to generate different phrases and figure out like grammar structures and other things. The pyramid language that the new Dread units speak is actually translatable. So players, if they're really interested in figuring out what the pyramid units are saying, could decipher these. Kos yen itget, vaktoku vakad. The Husks are an interesting addition to Destiny because you've never fought anything like them before.
Like a pod from Star Wars.
We talked about, oh yeah, they need some big weapons. Like, it needs to look like this thing is serious business. They wanted a bit of a secondary unit on it, so like a 2-in-1. As the sketches were progressing, we were kind of like, oh, this feels like it's sentient. And we just love the idea.
We had all these different sound effects in our library of water bladders that make some really cool sounds when you're shaken. We used some sounds of slapping jello too. So that was kind of the foundation for the Husk. We have all these real physical sounds that come together and feels like an alien moving around in the stomach of this thing.
Whoa.
The collaboration between the different disciplines and the trust we have for each other. At the end, it comes out better than anybody could have made individually.
Oh, cinematic.
There's a moment where you realize, looking at the final shape, that it's not just a story about the Guardian's journey. It's also kind of the story of Destiny's journey. It starts in a place of uncertainty and challenge, and then it changes and evolves, and it proceeds forward into the unknown. And as you get closer to the final shape, those two experiences converge. We know where we're going. We know where we're aiming for.
My queen.
I feel very confident about the love and the work and the thoughtfulness that everyone working on this release put into it. And I think it's inevitable that when people start going in and experiencing all these different...
Just really quick, I really hope we get a room where, like you see in the trailer where they are kind of running upside down. I hope there is a room with like a certain type of gravity attached to it. Like let's say there's a stair going here and there's a ceiling here, but if you jump high enough, you access the ceiling's gravity. So you flip and you can go on the ceiling while people are still going on the ground below you. I really hope that's a mechanic.
Things that make up this expansion, I think they're gonna see it.
I won't lose another soldier in this war.
We are going there, that's so cool. Alright, that's part 1. Let's go over to part 2 right away.
This team and Bungie in general is all about collaboration. Testers, designers, effects artists, animation, all these sources of input from everywhere coming together, and like that was magic for me.
Your beard is mighty, Dave.
The final shape, it felt a little like a love letter at times. We really thought about bringing that forward to the weapons. Like Kvastov, it's the first gun you get. There has to be the narrative bookends of the first gun I got in the game. It's here in the Pale Heart. It's like this old friend returned. How do you make this thing really good and really powerful without making it not what it is? And that was really challenging. What we ended up deciding on is it is about your skill oh, it's all in the wrist. A little like it's gonna bounce
so
several times down this line of guys.
classes.
You're just really good at.
I don't know how in depth the prismatic stuff goes, but I'm a hunter. I don't play anything else. I tried Titan and Warlock, but it's kind of silly. But the only reason I play hunter is because I have actual jump. As a Titan, you have a boost. You have to maintain, or I never had the hang of it. The same with Warlock. You're just falling or gliding. I don't like it. I have to physically jump. It just being able to jump and feel the jump while you're playing makes Hunter better. That's it. Yeah. So prismatic. I'm thinking. I'm mostly a void player. I play with shadow shot and stealth because I like to just have survivability, and shadow shot is a super good crowd control super or ability. But with prismatic, it leaves up customizations. I wonder. I want to try the new Arc Super, of course, where I become the fourth Hokage from Naruto. I get zip 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 everywhere. I'm thinking I'm going to start out with that super, and then mix in what's good for that arc type. Unless I can change like what grenade I have, and then you. Okay, I have to see it before thinking too far ahead. But I want to go the arc super. I want to go grapple. And I want to go. I don't remember grapple. Does that replace melee or the grenade? I don't remember. If it's the melee, I think it's the melee. Melee. The melee. Sorry, I can't pronounce that correctly. I think okay. Grapple, grenade. Either the void grenade with the big area, or the electro arc grenade that spins around and shoots out. And then I probably void dodge to turn invisible. Just because that build in my head right now, it sounds so much fun to play. So much survivability, so much motion, so much speed. I can, if I fall off the map, like let's say the boss is pushing you off the map, I can grapple, get some height back up, maybe even get all the way back up. But if I can't, I can use my super and just blink all the way up and don't have to lose a res. I just keep thinking. I'm super excited. Okay, let's move on. Sorry. I'm so excited.
Bouncing this bullet, it's fate almost.
This thing's dope.
Help! Yeah. And we pepper in the number 7 in as many places as we could. So it bounces 7 times. It's got a bunch of 7s in its stat. You get 7 bouncy bullets when you pick up an orb of power. Bungie has a long legacy of loving the number 7, and this felt like the right place for it.
So much fun.
Cade has this iconic hand cannon that in a lot of ways has become a symbol.
Like
we took Ace of Spades and we went, where's the rest of the deck?
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Dim. Yeah. Sync download error. That's okay. I just want to see the gun. Risk Runner. But Risk Runner requires you to trigger it with the arc, but sort of the same time. Type.
Of cards. We had this really cool opportunity to theme all the Pale Heart weapons after different suits.
It has this two-tone feel to it. The opposite side of the gun is the inverse of that idea. They look freaking awesome.
I like that.
It also has like these fantasies of characters that have influenced Cade. These guns are part of his past.
We wanted something that you can't do with any of your other weapons, and we came up with no hesitation. It shoots these harmonic bullets that if you're targeting an enemy, it'll hurt them and burn them. But if you're shooting an ally, it'll heal them.
I love this thing.
Oh, I'm so glad. We had to build a lot of the language, and with the new cool little Guardian health bars, you can see that. The healing effect on it is very strong. For a while, we were calling it the Just Don't Die gun. It has its own little energy bar, like the glaive does, and that energy bar is charged by any damage whatsoever.
Energy bar, am I blind? That one? Isn't that the prismatic stuff?
Flag.
Here, maybe? Is that the reticle?
Flag. We know what we did.
Since you are returning to the Traveler, we wanted to focus on bringing new supers to the light subclasses.
For Song of Flame, we wanted to plus up Radiance from Destiny 1 and have it be combat focused.
If you remember, Radiance from D1 has fire wings. We kind of ate that visual space with Dawnblade, where you've got these like awesome flame wings. In a split second, if a player sees a character solar with wings, they're gonna...
I think Dawnblade is my most hated most hated super to meet in PvP. Oh my god, those blades track you. It's insane.
See that it's Dawnblade. We had to come up with something different.
Zach, our VFX artist, came up with the idea of this halo around you. Like,
or wait, it lasted long last time I played. I don't know about now. Disclaimer.
A medieval painting.
Twilight Arsenal is a one-off super that also creates these axes. Coming up with visuals for that axe, it was an interesting challenge. How do we want to root this in Destiny? We took a lot of inspiration from Titan's shield. What would it feel like if the axe was the shield broken up? And when you look at it side by side, you can definitely see that connection between the two.
Storm's Edge. We wanted to call back to Arcblade in Destiny 1, throwing the dagger and zipping over there, blowing up stuff. How long do you have on super? Initially, you had a long time. Yeah,
24 seconds.
I just noticed. Sorry.
Did not earn any friends in those places.
No, people were pretty mad. But we toned it down, and now you only have 12 seconds, and it's a lot more reasonable.
We found a problem where when you grapple and then you cast Blink Dagger out of it, I fall to the floor.
Ah, right? That's perfect. That's actually okay. So,
whereas if I'm in midair and I Blink Dagger, I should be held in midair, right? And it sucks. So I want to fix it.
It's the things like the camera shake, the way the rumble spikes and then falls back off. We need all of our abilities to feel awesome.
We want to make it so that the controller melts away.
I really like that.
Stop thinking about what do I have to do, and instead you just inhabit your character, and you don't have to think about it. The game just plays.
The great thing about Prismatic was every playtest we did, the feedback got better and better. We have gone back and forth on what starter builds that players will get in Mission 1.
Okay, we're going to start the Titans with Stringer's Lash, their strand aspect, and Knockout. One of the notes we got is players just weren't understanding how those two things comboed in a loop. Well, we're going to drop Stringer's Lash, and instead we're going to put in Diamond Lance. Now, any ability kill is making your Diamond Lance. Your Knockout punch, hey, that makes a Diamond Lance. You throw your Diamond Lance at the floor, everything's frozen, now you can punch stuff again and get amplified with Knockout. Once we made that switch, all of a sudden it clicked in players' heads. This loop becomes a lot
looking down here.
More clear, and players were much more satisfied with their starter loadouts.
At the end of the day, like, the chaos is the point.
Yeah. If you aren't surprised and delighted in a way that you didn't expect, like,
yeah.
This strike is probably one of the coolest strikes that we've ever released.
I started my Destiny journey playing strikes. I really wanted to push the expectations of what a strike could potentially be. This strike, it's sort of a memory out of the Witness's history of its race and what its buildings may have looked like in the past. A lot of the inspiration comes from 30s pulp novels, adventure flicks, uncovering ancient, hidden cities that have not seen a living soul in eons.
Yo.
And then subsequently destroying those cities moments later.
Imagine you're in a narrow hallway. You need to escape it. Lava is descending. Obstacle is coming out of the walls. You made this slide towards the closing door and you're dead. The door just closed right in front of your face, so...
That happens a lot.
I have 7 Gilded Conqueror titles. I want this strike to be the hardest strike we ever made. I want people to scream and cry over this strike.
Oh no!
And just say, how do I complete this strike on Grandmaster difficulty? And I'll be like, yes.
That's kind of one of the fun parts about making a strike. There's so much freedom and creativity to do wild things, and then testing that. It's just a lot of fun, that back and forth.
We have a very tight relationship with Test as designers, and I couldn't do anything I do, gameplay-wise, without Test there at my side. But as soon as I can get fresh eyes on it, I think that's where it really comes in.
We ran a lot of play tests, and every time I would invite people, I'm like, this is final play test, but it's never final. We just can't stop.
It's really not just one department creating something special. When you see all those things combined in the iteration and the back and forth, and when you get to this end result where it just feels like it couldn't be any other way, we hit on something amazing here.
Nice. All right, that's Vidoc complete. That's really good. I really enjoyed that actually. Like I mentioned earlier, I really like that I started talking about Prismatic, and then moments later the Prismatic talk come up, and he mentioned the build I had in mind, or part of it. That's fun. That's fun. All right. Let's watch the launch trailer. I have not seen this. It's 2 minutes long. 2 minutes 20 seconds. And after this, we will say thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow on Twitch. Right, let's go. Whoa, we did it to the city as well.
The witness nears the final shape.
It's reshaping reality into a perfect stillness. I'm done burying my friends.
It's the end of everything. Might as well try to stop it.
One last step together. Into the end.
This place.
It's hard to describe. An infection. Festering.
You said it spoke to you.
Whoa, what the fuck was that?
The witness shows us what it thinks we want.
Wait. I have to go back.
It's a lie.
Lightbearer. Let us lift the weight of suffering.
Whoa.
Join us.
Zavala, please, don't do this.
I see. But is Zavala falling to the dark side? Yes. This is tired. Just want an easy way out.
Nobody makes my fate but me.
Okay, vänta. Oh.
This place.
That shot right there. A Dementor from Harry Potter. From Harry Potter. It looks like that. Where was that again? I think it's on Europa. It's either before you enter the raid or it's in a lost sector. I can't really remember, but there's a statue like that, and the fabric is kind of moving, but it's a statue. It's the same you see at what expansion is that? Holy shit! Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep, is it? Where we go? Yeah, I think it's Shadowkeep. Where we enter the pyramid, and then we, for the first time, and then we walk up the long stairs. You see that, like hovering over before you get the artifact. So is that? Okay, this is obviously a cinematic, but is this like a memory or something? Because this is clearly the darkness. And I assume that this is what the witness race looked like before they fused into one.
It's a lie.
There's more. Maybe this like Zavala is a better shot. Like here. These are all the precursors. That's what the race is called before they become the witness. This is all of them. And this is Zavala learning it or accepting that shape, that final shape. And then you just see them collapse because they form into one. Into not Zavala, but Zavala like becomes one.
Please.
Alright. Yeah, that was it. I'm super excited. I'm gonna be live tomorrow, playing the game. Over at my Twitch channel. It's the description below. If you got this far, thank you all for watching. Leave a like and leave a comment about what you think about Destiny in general, or who's your main gonna be in Destiny, and what prismatic class do you think you're going for? I'd like to know. Right, that's it for me. Thank you all for stopping by. Bye bye.